Hello everyone, EtherSong here, and today I'm back with some more Blue Protocol news. So we have a lot to talk about today. First up is the Game Awards. It was as we could have predicted. The global release for Blue Protocol has been announced. And I think that pleased a lot of people finally seeing an actual date put to when the game will be coming out outside of Japan, right? And it's going to be coming 2023, so next year, but there was some more details, and I'll get into that in a moment. So we saw the trailer of the game. They had a Game Awards trailer, but along with that, there's been a lot of information also popping up online. So it seems along with this global release, they've kind of unlocked the media gates for the game, and they're trying to start and build up hype for the game's release next year, which is really cool to see because we're getting a lot more information, a lot more videos, a lot more, screenshots of a lot of things in the game. So I think as we get closer and closer to release, we're going to be starting to see a lot more information for this game, which is very nice since we had such a long period of drought, like a year and a half where we didn't have anything. So apart from the trailer, I guess the first thing I wanted to take a look at today is the official site. They released the official site for the global version of the game. So this is the global versions can be released by Amazon Games. So I guess that can be kind of a mixed bag for some things, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in a little bit as well. But Amazon Games will be acting as the publisher for this global version of Blue Protocol. And we can look on the website, and the website has a lot of localization done for the game now, so we can actually learn what the localized titles are going to be for the global release. And there's been some changes, so I'll look at some of that as well. For example, where do we want to start here? There's so much to see. Let's just start at the FAQ. They have a little FAQ at the bottom. When will Blue Protocol be released? So in the video it said 2023, but here we have it'll be available to download for free in the second half of 2023. And we know that the Japanese release date is going to be early spring, so it seems like this is going to be releasing maybe a few months after Japan. So there's going to be a little bit of, time lag there between Japan's release and the release overseas. So we're going to have to see some differences that are going to be appearing between the games like that, and what regions will be available. And so Amazon Games is going to be publishing Blue Protocol in North and South America, Western Europe, Australia, and New Zealand. And what languages will be supported? Well, they're going to be supporting English, French, German, Spanish, and Brazilian Portuguese. And I guess this is another one of the big announcements that we saw today, that not only PC, but the game is going to be appearing on PlayStation 5 and Xbox XS as well, right? So I kind of was thinking that since they had controller support in the game, and the game is being built with Unreal Engine 4, that it would be a pretty high likelihood that we would be seeing the game release also on console, since they put in so much work into the controller support. And here we finally have the announcement. So this is the first time we heard about the release of the game outside of PC. So that was really cool to learn. And this is the same for Japan as well. Japan's going to be doing their own publishing with Bandai Namco, but for Amazon Games, they're going to be having the game on Steam, PlayStation 5, and Xbox. So that's really great to see. I don't know, was there more? I haven't really checked at everything yet. So I guess there's some more information here. One is a beta test, so we're going to be doing a beta test for the global version as well. And it says first half of 2023. We don't have too much information about that either, but perhaps in the spring or so. I don't know. It's just all guessing, right? We don't really know when this will really be coming, but it seems like Japan's going to be having their network test first, though. So yeah, Japan's just looking to be a couple months ahead of the global version in terms of some final testing and the release of the game. Other things, language, what regions, we saw that. So specs and things about that, recommended specs. Can I play with the controller? Yes, we know that we can do that. So I guess they have some social links for Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. So yeah, so they got a lot of things out. And the YouTube also had some new, I think one new video in a few different languages. I guess all the supported languages for the game. So that I'll maybe put some footage of that up a little bit later. But yes, so there's a lot more things to see here. What platforms will be supported? Yep, we saw that. And then we have some other information. So if people are interested in looking at all the details, yeah, just check a look at the site. I'll be putting a link to everything. Otherwise, they had, I guess, some other things here, some news. The road to launch, announcing Blue Protocol. So what do we had here? We road to launch, and there's also a bunch of new screenshots, things we hadn't seen before. So a lot of new information starting to appear for the game. Yeah, and as we saw before, it's going to be launching in the second half of 2023. So we're, I guess, yeah, so it's going to be coming out pretty soon, I would think. I'm not sure when the second half of 2023 would mean. Could that be from like, would it be like June onward? Right? So it could be maybe early to late summer. We just really don't know yet when the exact date will be. Otherwise, we got some other things here announcing Blue Protocol. What is Blue Protocol? So they have a lot of information about the game. So definitely take a look at the site if you're interested in it. They have a lot of things just covering it. And nice thing is that for people outside of Japan, now there's a lot of information in English for the game, because up until now we haven't really seen much information for the game that wasn't in Japanese. So multiplayer action, various things, and I also had some information about the guild team feature. So have a group or find others you want to play with consistently. Join a team. Teams are like guilds with a roster of like-minded players who can easily find each other and play together. Teams have leaders, deputies, and assistants who help administrate the team and can rank up. So I guess it's basically, yeah, like they said, like a guild. They just kind of call it a team, which is interesting. And it looks like they're putting a lot of focus onto the customization being like one of the selling points of the game. A lot of articles bring this up, and we see this also posted on their site here. So they want to kind of, I guess, focus on that as one of the game's important points. So I guess we're going to be seeing a lot of fashion going forward. Otherwise, there's a lot of things to look at here. We have the story. You can look at a little bit of the story points in English. They have the characters being introduced. Yeah, part of it was create your own chapter like that. And I guess one thing that I found pretty interesting was, I guess, the changes to the class names. So in Japanese, we had Aegis Fighter, and it's Blade Warden now. That's the English name for it. So I'll have to try to get accustomed to using probably the English names going forward. So we have the Blade Warden, the Twin Striker. This one stayed the same. The Keen Strider, so the Blast Archer changed to Keen Strider. This was it. The Spellcaster changed to Spell Weaver, and the Heavy Smasher changed to Foe Breaker. So I guess there was some changes to the names as part of the localization process. And they got some more information on how, like, skills and things. And was it Imagines? Or the name of Imagines in the game were changed to Mystical Echoes. Echoes are the spiritual remnants of mystical creatures with powerful attacks that you can summon in battle to overcome the most dangerous foes. You can obtain echoes during quests or craft them using materials you discover in the field. Yeah, so these are the things that we had known about so far as like the battle Imagines, and they're being called Echoes now. And once again, more customization. They're talking about this, and there's a lot of different things. What do they have here? So you have facial features, hairstyles, outfits, accessories, and then you have gestures and dances, along with mounts and weapons you could craft. So maybe it'll be like weapon skins as well. It seems pretty likely. And we've been seeing a larger variety of mounts in the new videos as well. An online team up. So yeah, they talk about some of the things you can do, the dungeons, There's matchmaking, or you can do parties. Yeah, so there's a lot of ways to play, and it's online multiplayer, so you see people in the fields along with you as you're playing the game, right? And I guess, there's any other interesting things on this site before I move on? I guess they have information about the world. I guess the localized way to spell astralides. Looks like kind of like astraliese, or like the Japanese, I believe it was astralides, so I'm just gonna go with that. And we got some screenshots here as well. This is like the crafting station, right? This looks like a dying area. This was visible in the closed beta test, but we weren't able to use it. But I'm guessing in the network test going forward, and maybe even like the live stream next week, they'll talk about this feature, because this is something they haven't really talked about so far. But yeah, this is like, it looks like a dying station. And then, what was it? Just as part of the town. I like kind of the billboards and whatnot. It's kind of cool. And yeah, just some other areas, mounts and things like that, the valleys. And this is the area we didn't get to go to during the closed beta test, so it's kind of nice seeing that there. Looks like for launch of the game, this will be up to like this desert area, perhaps, or maybe they just don't want to reveal too much yet. Not really sure. This is everything we kind of like seen so far, and where they have some media. These are some, I guess, some new screenshots here as well. And these are some things. We had an announcement trailer, and also this is their video on their site, which I'll show a little bit later. But yeah, so some new screenshots here as well. And I'm thinking inside these screenshots, we're seeing like a lot of new things as well, like clothing, and also just, I guess, was it like screenshots or places in the game and things like that we just haven't seen before. So it's really exciting to have so much new information just come like that. Like everything just like dropped on the same day with these Game Awards. So I think that was like the main parts of the site. Definitely take a look at it if you're interested. They also have a creator program if you want to sign up for that as well. And it looks like they have a beta sign up here as well. I haven't really looked into that yet, but yeah, for people that want to do that, check out the beta sign up there. And apart from this, there was also, we're getting like a bunch of articles also being released about the game, which is interesting to see. And we got some information about the game's pay, I guess monetization in the game, right? How it works. So ahead of the announcement, we spoke briefly with, I'm gonna have difficulties reading this name, Zador Rajani, about some of what players can expect from Blue Protocol. As a free-to-play title, many are worried that it could end up being pay to win, though he assured us that it's not the case. As such, Amazon is committed to ensuring that players can enjoy the entirety of the experience, all the story and more, without ever having to spend a dime on the MMO. That's been some of the core philosophy, making sure that you're not buying power. And then if you are buying things, it is cosmetic or utility things, but nothing that is going to give you an unfair advantage over any other player. So this is a thing that's really nice to hear, because I guess that was one of the things that some people were worried about. It's going to be like pay to win. There's going to be monetization, and so isn't that going to be like pay to win or something? And they say right here, it's not going to be buying power. You're not going to be paying money to get like stronger and like that. It's just for more of the cosmetic and utility things. So how much utility, I guess convenience, how much like pay to convenience is going to be in there, it's still kind of hard to say. But I mean, you have like infinite bag space, so there's not really like too many things that are looking too inconvenient at the current point. So I think it's going to be pretty fair from what we've seen so far. And is there anything else here? Looking at allowing you to so that is part of the way we look at it, allowing you to accessorize, but not allowing you to negatively impact the gameplay experience or feel like you need to go to the store to really have the full experience of the game. So yeah, that's another thing to hear. Nice. So you can have the full game experience without needing to spend money, but if you enjoy it you want some maybe cosmetic features and things like that, that's something you can do to help support the game. So that was one of the articles, and I'll be linking these articles in there. We can see like the dying station there as well. Yeah, so take a look at that if you're interested in there. And there's some other things I wanted to take a look at as well. I feel like Blue Protocol in their marketing here is trying to differentiate themselves from Genshin Impact, because we have that mentioned right here. So they're talking about the game here. So there's a few things that are what I guess plan to hold longevity for the game. So first off, it is a seamless multiplayer game. So if you're running around the world and able to interact, party up really easily, it's not necessarily needing to invite into specific instances and things like that. Character customization, so we're seeing that brought up again, is another layer on top of that too, and actually allows players to build their own avatar. And then there's the depth of action combat. And here we go. So unlike Genshin Impact, which has players taking control of rolled heroes, each with their own specific elements and skills, Blue Protocol will localize all this variety onto a single character. So I guess you're trying to, well, at the surface level, it feels like maybe a lot of people will think, well, isn't this just like another like gacha game? It's the same like Genshin Impact? And they're saying, no, we have customization for the character. You're not doing gacha to do that necessarily. Well, okay, there is looking to be a little bit of gacha, which I will talk about, but it's not for unlocking gameplay elements. It's just for like custom appearance, right? And as for, yeah, was it the gacha things right here? So these are some of the ways they plan to kind of monetize it. For one, Amazon Games is looking to do a Founders Pack, kind of similar to what they did with Lost Ark. And then there's going to be the seasonal content, battle passes, new modes, new challenges, new regions, and all the stuff you would expect from the game of this scope and style are present, including a gacha-esque cosmetic system where players can roll for new skins and mounts, though it's unclear what currency will be used to make this happen. So I guess this is one thing, like how much of this gacha is going to kind of like impact the game, right? And that's something I guess we just kind of have to wait and see going forward. We don't really know. We don't really know how much that gacha will be present, but it's not overbearing in the like, I guess, locking core gameplay elements behind gacha, like as we've seen in I guess like Genshin Impact and games like that. And I think there was mention in one of these articles about like seasonal like festivals and things like that. So I think that would be like kind of like maybe like holiday events and things like that, like winter or maybe Halloween. We would see some stuff. But yeah, that was some of the other stuff that was brought up. And then this was an article from a German site, but this is kind of interesting, and it's kind of brought some potential concerns to players looking at Amazon's publishing of the game. And the point I'm looking at is right here. So the shop will differ between the version in Japan and ours. It won't be quite the same because we're making changes specifically for the Western market. We want a design that suits Western players and find our ways to satisfy the players. So I guess in publishing the game, Amazon is going to be making changes to, I guess, the shop and things like that. So perhaps there'll be like differences. By shop, does that mean like money, or is it going to be like what kind of cosmetics appear? Are there going to be changes to cosmetics or character customization? That could be concerning to, I guess, players looking at the global game. We'll have to kind of keep an eye on the differences between the Japanese game and the global version going forward. But yeah, this is just something to be aware of, that there's going to be some differences between the two. And I will definitely be keeping an eye on that as well. I'm going to be planning on mostly focusing on the Japanese game, but I'll also keep an eye on what the global version will be doing going forward. Next up, so we have their Blue Protocol, looks like English, YouTube page is now up. So this had a video with more new gameplay and things from the game as well. And this was kind of interesting to see. I won't be showing the whole thing, but definitely take a look at it if you're interested. And apart from that, what did we have? I guess there was some tweets today. What was it? We had a couple here. A Japanese tweet talking about the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series. And they said this is going to be discussed in the upcoming developer live stream. We also got a look at what regions and what publishers have been planned for the game so far. So today we learned about Amazon Games doing most of the global regions. So I guess for, was it Europe, North America, South America, Australia, and New Zealand. And also there is a English Blue Protocol Twitter now. So they've been posting a few things there as well. So definitely, if you're interested, maybe follow them as well. And I think that covers just about everything that, maybe not everything. There's so much information, but I think that's a good summary of what we've seen today. And I'm definitely looking forward to learning some more in-depth from the developers themselves in the live stream next week. So that's going to be exciting to look, I guess exciting to see. So let me know what you thought about all these announcements, all this new information, if you're looking forward to the game, and I guess, yeah, just leave me comments on what you think. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the live stream next week. Bye!